I am Feliciana Fe Cera-Villa, more popularly known and or called simply Fe. I started attending Good Samaritan United Methodist Church right when it was established as a daughter church of Knox and Central. So that was sometime in 1958, early 1958. I remember that day because the church has just been established, and Sol and I got married there that year. So it was just a concert hut. You know, a concert hut, that is yung mga tinitirahan ng mga soldiers that time. But it was enough to hold us because at the beginning, there was just a few families coming from Rojas, coming from Project 6, and San Francisco, Del Monte. So we were just a limited group that time. And so we were close. We have families in Rojas, we have families in San Francisco Del Monte, we have families in Project 6, and we held our Bible studies rotated among the families in these different places. And so it started to grow because of the proximity of the place for people residing in San Francisco, in Rojas, in Project 6, people who used to be worshiping either at Knox or at Central, finally decided also to join the congregation at GoodSam.
I think my parents began worshiping with Capitol. It used to be Capitol Methodist Church in 1959, but it was established, I think, in 57. But before that, I used to worship at Knox Memorial Church, which was my home church. It was a church that used to have members from Knox and Central Church. The city was expanding then, and probably they thought of opening this church for the congregation who didn't have to go to Knox. Knox Methodist Church was in Manila, no? Santa Cruz and Central Church. And so they already had a good size of congregation. They already had a choir, which I joined. And I remember that my first conductor was Sunny, the ambassador, Sunny Villa. But I was mainly connected with the choir. And I had friends there like Awa, Patugalan.
But we held also some evangelistic meetings in the church, in front of the church. And so, passers-by either stop to listen or just go by. But there were those who really stayed and listened. And, well, I can just hope that up to now, whatever good news they heard that time, those people still carry it in their hearts. Ganun lang yung evangelistic meeting noon. Doon sa harap, gagawa lang ng konting platform, may mga konting upuan, doon sa harapan hanggang sa labas. And then the preachers will preach. It was always outside, sometimes also inside the church. Generally, we held it outside in front of the church with the purpose of inviting people, even just passers-by, if they can hear a word or two or two about the Lord, di mabuti na rin yun kaysa wala silang narinig na magandang balita. Kaya ganun noon yung GoodSam.
More than 30 years na po ako nasa GoodSam. Ako po ay member ng CCA program ng GoodSam nung mga 1986. Yata na-sponsoran yung anak namin isa. Dahil sa nakita ng GoodSam siguro yung kahirapan namin noon. Kaya naawa sila, in-sponsoran yung aming anak. At napakalaking blessing po yung sa amin. Kasi dating magulo buhay ko nung araw. Nung mapunta ako sa GoodSam, unti-unti akong binago ng Panginoon. Naging member ako nung, kung tawagin ay Father Core Group. At kami yung training kami noon, tinuruan kami paano magbasa ng Bible, paano mag-interpret, paano mag-lead ng Bible study. Ayun. Tapos, isa ko sa mga naging active na Bible study leader noon. Hanggang dumating yung panahon na kinuha nila ako as chairperson ng mission and evangelism. Talagang napaka-blessing po sa pamilya kasi mula noon natuto akong tanggapin ng Panginoon as my Lord and Savior at talagang nakipagtipan ako sa Panginoon na maglilingkod ako sa Kanya habang buhay.
I was always a very studious child. No, I read everything. I read the Bible. I remember going to the library when I was a student at NPU and memorizing verses. And I was even as a teacher, DVCS teacher once. And even this would not mean that you are already a Christian, because the Christian life is much deeper than knowing the Bible, knowing the stories. It means practicing your Christian life, Christian values, your Christian, I suppose, morality, Christian relationship with other people. As a teacher, I suppose I practiced it. Being a teacher, you had to be patient, understanding, and I discovered that in my literature class, I always emphasized the Bible. I always made it a point to teach my students stories from the Bible. Story of Ruth, story of Joseph, story of Moses. Moses is a baby, I was fascinated by that when my mother taught me these stories. She told me stories about the parables. I mean, she told the stories from the parables.
So si mom, she made sure na yung Christian values is a way of life. And yun po, siguro siya yung unang nag-introduce po sa amin by actions, by words. And she was our first mentor, kami po magkakapatid. There comes a time sa Christian life natin na when you think na alam mo na lahat being a Christian, God intervenes and allows your life to be messed up. So at that point na upside down yung mga paniniwala mo and you think you're alone. Doon pumapasok si Lord. He just touches you and reveals yung sarili niya sa'yo. And the good thing about struggles, it has the power to change our perspective. Si Lord po, hindi niya sinosolve yung problems natin kaagad eh. But He allows us to go through dun sa struggle na yun. And He walks with us, and the experience itself is the one that changes us.
Ever since bata, parang hindi pa bata, parang bata pa yung magulang ko, nandito na sila. So, ayun. Then, during my school days, elementary, dito rin ako nag-aral. Then, yun, Sunday school, then yun. Ever since, parang dito na na-shape yung 6 years of my life. First 9 years of my life pala. From my parents, na so basic na, Jesus loves me, this I know. Yun yung unang na-input sa mind ko, yung parang na-shape kami through Salty and Colby, mga ganyan, mga kids shows noon. Parang hindi pa kami aware sa mga Voltes Files. Kung baga sila Salty, yung una ko nakilala. Then yun, from there, sa home, sa mga movies na yon, then sa Sunday school, then eventually through summer camps, then yun, summer camps, Christmas institutes, tapos ngayon, still learning pa rin.
Sabi kasi ng iba, you can worship anywhere. You can worship anyhow. But I would say that the once a week going to church to worship is important because you see other people also worshiping. You get acquainted with them. So somehow you reinforce each other's conviction. Kaya worshiping is not just for oneself, being alone, being by yourself, and you are contented that naka-worship ka na. Hindi dapat. Dapat din, pag nag-worship ka, na i-share mo rin dun sa iba, yung, even just your bearing, when you go to worship, when you go to church, that has some relevance. Kasi, kung minsan, may makikita ka rin naman na, well, mahirap maging judgmental, but iba yung nakikita mo na pag nag-worship ka with the group, sabi nga, we are one with the Lord. And that is something that you can carry in your heart. That hindi ka nag-iisa.
Always be there, always worship, always find something new, something deeper every time you hear pastors delivering their sermons.
Yung mga kapwa ko tiga GoodSam, yung kapwa ko mga day sa GoodSam, ay sana sundan nila yung mga encouragement ng mga tiga GoodSam na magpatuloy na mag-attend linggo-linggo, tapos sumama sana sa mga ministries para lalong lumalim ang ating pananampalataya. Kailangan maging active tayo sa mga gawain ng simbahan, maging member ng mga committees ng GoodSam para dumami pa yung mga may encourage natin na lumapit sa Panginoon at matutong manampalataya.
Sa age bracket ko, and kami medyo yung struggling sa family building, building up your career, mahirap siya. Pero one thing na nadala nung struggles ko or na-reveal nung struggles ko is how to trust God more, and really kapag sinurrender natin yung sarili natin kay Christ, He starts to take over yung mga bagay na yun. I heard this once, the irony of Christianity is that yung surrender is our victory. So once we surrender our life to Christ, then He lords over yung buhay natin. And really, kung ina-expect natin magkaroon ng breakthrough sa buhay natin, we should be able to surrender everything to Jesus.
GoodSam has always been my second home, tsaka part na rin siya ng family. Yung everyone here, tinuturing ng family, parang ganun. And yun, parang GoodSam is more than just a church. Parang dito nabibuild yung relationships mo, even hindi naman talaga kayo magkapamilya, but you treat each other like family.
Many Christian journeys, yung mga legit, hindi po siya madali and maraming struggles. So sa Bible naman hindi naman pinramis ni Lord na once na inaccept mo ako or tinanggap mo ako sa buhay mo, mawawala na yung problema. Actually, it worsens. Pero that's how He builds yung character natin in Him. And that's how He reveals yung sarili niya. And frankly, yung mga darkest moments were the best revelation of God for me.
My Christian journey. Yan. My Christian journey is an open space. Yeah. Kung baga, more learnings pa. Although I am young, very young. And may mga leaders na dito sa GoodSam na, ayan, sineshape kami. Kung baga, minomold yung understanding namin about the Bible, about kung ano bang pagiging true Christian, kung ano yung lifestyle ng isang follower ni Lord, and how to lead them, how to be a disciple to them. Parang ito sa mga summer camp memory verse namin, yung let all that you do be done in love.